Hey folks, before we start the video, I just want to mention that I have a Youtooz figure. That's right, I am officially a toy. The figure drops on February 16th. It's limited edition, and we're also doing a giveaway. There's a website link. You can check that out. Enter the steps. Boom. I'm even signing some of these things, so go check it out. I'm very proud of the figure. I designed it myself. I think it looks pretty cool. So if you're interested, check it out. And yeah, that's it. Let's talk about Earwig. Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we are talking about the newest Studio Ghibli film, Earwig and the Witch, which is not doing well when it comes to ratings, and that's quite out of character when it comes to Studio Ghibli. I mean, when you hear the name of that studio, you think quality, you think Oscar winner, and not really getting the same vibe here with Earwig and the Witch. So this film was directed by Goro Miyazaki, that is Hayao Miyazaki's son. He's directed a few movies before, Tales from Earthsea, from Up on Poppy Hill, and now Earwig and the Witch. And from what I am told, Hayao's not the most encouraging father when it comes to his son. I was told that he once left the movie 10 minutes in when it came to Goro, presenting his film. I think it was from Up on Poppy Hill, and Hayao was like, yeah, this isn't for me, bye. Could you imagine that? That has to be soul-crushing, to spend years working on a film and to have your legendary father go, eh. So yeah, Goro's got some big shoes to fill, and unfortunately, he's having a hard time filling said shoes. Now, Earwig and the Witch is based on a book that's called Earwig and the Witch. It was written by Diana Wynne-Jones, the same lady who wrote Howl's Moving Castle. Seems that Studio Ghibli has quite the soft spot in their heart when it comes to finding these old British novels and making movie adaptations about them. Now, as far as the production of Earwig goes, I looked into the Wikipedia entry, and it said the following. It said that this is, of course, the first full-on CG movie that they've ever done, that Goro here had no help from the old guard at Studio Ghibli, that he was essentially on his own with a bunch of new artists, and that, his father encouraged him to go for it, but then, didn't really help out at all. Now, I don't have any sources to, ultimately verify that, but it says it on Wikipedia, and I'll be real with you, doesn't sound out of character for Hayao. He's a very much so sink or swim kind of guy when it comes to parenting. Anime was a mistake, wasn't it? I guess I can get into the movie now. So Earwig and the Witch, the synopsis is about this little girl named Earwig. That's her official name, though she was given another name when she was given to an orphanage by her mom. Her mother was a witch, had to depart because a bunch of other witches were chasing her down. She gave her kid to the orphanage. She grew up there for I think she was 8 or 9. And then she was adopted by this guy and this woman who, the guy is a demon, his name is Mandrake, and then the other lady is a witch. I can't recall her name, but she's got purple hair. And Earwig here is her personality. I'd say she's very spunky. She is brash. She kind of reminds me of Coraline in a way. This entire film reminds me of Coraline, where she's a bit of she snoops around, she looks for adventure, she likes the paranormal, she likes fantasy. She fully embraces, hey, you are in a home with a demon, with a witch. And she's like, cool, teach me magic, I'm ready for this. So we spend the movie with her being berated by the witch. He's very mean to her. Earwig is trying to learn about magic, kind of pushes back against it, snooping around, trying to find out what's going on. Who's the Mandrake? What's he about? What about this witch? Can she teach me magic? What are her limits? You can see that Earwig is also very much so a smooth talker, where she gets her way just by buttering up people. And if she can't butter them up, then she'll push back. We have the talking cat, which is, of course, in every single Studio Ghibli film ever. Not every single one, but it's pretty popular. We also have the typical magical parts of Studio Ghibli films with demons and magic and powers and spells. And I'll be real, it's in the movie, didn't blow my mind. But the overall issue I have with this film when it comes to the story is that okay, I like Earwig. I think the witch character, who is her adopted mother, not that great. I think they could have done more with her. Mandrake was interesting. I liked his design. I liked all of their designs as characters. I'll get to that here in a bit. But Mandrake as a character, like from a writing point of view, he was interesting. I thought he was one of the more engaging parts of the film because there's a bunch of mystery surrounding him. It's revealed about Earwig and her mother and how Earwig herself is like the daughter of a witch. And now she's like, oh, I want to find out more. That's where my main issue comes from, is that as soon as this film gets interesting, it ends. The film's pretty short. It's like an hour and 20 minutes long, and they get to a part where they reveal everything. And even then, it wasn't that satisfying, but it was like, okay, we're moving somewhere. And then the movie was over. And I was like, that's it? What happened? I want to know more. There was so much of this film that was just her hanging out at the house, snooping around, and that was it. They didn't give me much to work with. It was boring and also very limited. We just hung out at the house and the orphanage. That's it. No magical realms, no wonderful vistas of her like flying or going to like a mysterious portal or whatever. It was quite limited and I got bored with it. And once more, as soon as the story got interesting, it was over. And it felt incomplete. And I can say the same thing with the visuals. I don't think the animation was bad. It just felt incomplete. Where the models, okay, I like them, got personality. There were moments where the animation felt a bit lackluster. I don't think the character models fit with the settings. The settings themselves, like with the assets, the home itself, the textures and the lighting, all that stuff is great, it's fine. But the characters don't fit into the setting. They just feel odd and out of place. And it just kind of bothered me throughout the entire film where I'm like, why does this not work? You got like Lupin, that movie that came out like a few months ago, and it was chef's kiss. The models, the characters, the setting, everything fits so well. It was perfect. I thought that was like one of the greatest attempts, and by far, like when it comes to adapting anime into 3D animation, like Lupin the Third, the movie, is great. I think that's one example you can look towards. Here with Earwig, it's like, nah, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling why you all did this in 3D animation, why it felt so incomplete from a story point of view and an animation point of view. There were moments where it's like, that looks great. In typical fashion for Studio Ghibli, the food looked amazing. But then you see the characters interact with the setting and it's like, nah, this doesn't feel right. Something feels off. And maybe I'm not putting this in the best of words with my thoughts, but it's a quick video, so that's the point, is just to kind of speculate, share my thoughts quickly and move on. So overall, I can see why this is Studio Ghibli's worst performing film as far as like being critically received goes. I think it has like a 32 on Rotten Tomatoes, and that is like abysmal for Studio Ghibli. That's abysmal for a lot of studios, but for Studio Ghibli, like, wow, that hurts. And I can only imagine Hayao Miyazaki's like, now I have to make another film to make up for this. And it's like, gee, Hayao, you should help your son out. Maybe y'all can work together. I don't know. Maybe it's none of my business and I should just like shut up or whatever. But overall, it's on HBO Max. You can check it out for free if you have the subscription to Max. Unlike Disney, you don't have to pay extra for a film because Disney is greedy. I'm not paying for Raya and the Last Dragon. I'm not paying $30 to watch something that will be free in a few months. Like, God, it's stupid. Okay, whatever, that's a tangent. Overall, I did not care for this film. Had parts that I did like. There could have been a movie here. It probably would have been much better in 2D, and there should have been more story to work with. It felt incomplete. That's what I would say about Earwig and the Witch in its entirety. Not awful, but not great. Not even that good, just incomplete. So let me know what you all think in the comments, and I will see you all next time.